Hello everyone, my name is Ember, and I'm joined by my sister Paige tonight.
What's up?
As we just finished I rewatched, but she saw it for the first time, the first season of HameFura, or My Life as a Villainess. So yeah, I just picked this one out as something that you might like, because apparently you've either played or seen walkthroughs of a few Otome games before. Do you have any things to say about those?
There have been a couple games that I played during high school. They were very sexual, not very well written. To be perfectly
That sounds like
honest.
Otome games. Any particular titles that you can remember? Or
Not that I can remember. I know there was one where it was you had a special blood, and there was these demons that showed up to your house at the blood moon.
Yeah, that sounds like an Otome game of some sort. Yeah, there's a lot of games that if you're unfamiliar, audience, an Otome game is basically a dating sim of sorts with a female audience in mind, where the main character where the insert character is a female character, and you get a bunch of pretty boys to interact with. So HameFura is sort of a play on that trope, but the main character is the villainess of that sort of game, who is trying to not die in this scenario. So, general thoughts on Katarina? I know what you're exactly going to say, but...
Oh my god, Skusta. She's so oblivious and just in general not the most intelligent human being.
She fucking dumb.
Yes, she fucking dumb.
She is so... That is one of the best things about this series. It's like, that's sort of a really, in other anime, it's a really poorly executed trope where the person doesn't understand that someone is in love with them or has interest in them, but they really go out of their way in this series to just be like, oh, she just dumb. She just a box of fucking rocks.
Which I kind of appreciate, because it's like, if she was more intelligent and just didn't understand, it's like, oh, somebody could love me. And it's like, I get it, like, there are some animes that do actually do it properly. I can't really name any, but there's some animes that can do it properly, where it's like, they have traumatic childhood issues with connection, or like past romantic experiences where they can't connect with anyone, or be like, oh, nobody could honestly love me. Like, sometimes they're done well, but most of the time they're done terribly. And it's like, it's like, she's just a dumb bitch. It just works out great.
It's amazing.
It's the comedy in this, the timing, oh my god, tremendous.
There's some really good comedic timing in this, just the way they pace everything together. So
The characterization is tremendous.
yeah, speaking of characterization, we gotta get into all the love interest in this series, because there are several. Because unlike many Otome games where it's just all of the guys, this one has some girl interests in it as well. So we're just gonna go through the many love interests in the series. I know you have some very emotional opinions about someone, so we're just gonna start shouting about some of these people for a bit. We'll start with the first one. We'll start with Giordo. What do you think of Giordo? Her fiance.
He's a perv. I guess, like, there's a new season. I only seen season 1.
Yes, this is only the first season we've seen so far.
He's a perv.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, didn't mean
No,
to cut
no,
you off.
keep going. Yeah.
He's a perv. Like, I guess at the end where it's like Katarina's in a catatonic state. Well, is it catatonic or comatose?
Yeah, she's like, it's like episode 11. I think she's been taken over by the dark magic or whatever. And now, to be fair, he is her fiance.
Yes.
But also, there are some yikes elements to this.
No, he what was it? The 3rd or 4th episode, he was like, I'm going to take all your body. It was like, Jesus Christ, dude. Calm down. Holy fuck.
Yeah. So, to clarify, because you actually rewatch. We have just been taking this a couple episodes at a time, but there were a couple weeks where we just didn't have time to watch it, but you rewatched everything in the lead up to this just on your own.
Oh gosh.
Totally spur of the moment, and so you probably remember a lot more of the specifics of the earlier episodes. But yeah, I'm remembering that now, where he's just like, he is very possessive of her.
He's very all over, and especially, you know what, there's like subtle things that they push out, and then there's like more like aggressive things like, oh, let me invite you over to my room and eat some of these sweets I bought for you at the opening ceremonies for the fucking first years. It's like, what the fuck? Good thing Keith came in, although it's her little brother and he's trying to fuck her too. And it's like...
Speaking of Keith, we have the second suitor, Katarina's adopted brother. Considering that we are a brother and sister on stream right now, I feel like we have similar sentiments about that, where it's like, I get it, but also, no.
Yeah, you know what? I get where it's coming from, and if that's your thing, 100%, but it's like, not me.
It's like the Friendship is Witchcraft song. Since we're not related, it will be okay.
Yes, 100%. Oh my god, awesome.
Have you seen that? It's a My Little Pony abridged series.
Yes, I have.
Oh, you have seen Friendship is Witchcraft. Okay.
It's a little.
Okay.
It's a little. Yeah.
Well, I'm learning some things that you've seen that I've also seen that we can just talk about. Okay. But yeah, Keith's introduction, I think, was one of the stronger ones in the series, where he's
100%.
like he can't control. It's so tropey, like he can't control his earth magic, and Katarina's just like, that's fine. We'll work through it.
I think it was great because they introduced him, like, it made more sense as he was the Otome character who was like the playboy, and I really liked that because he had like a traumatic childhood. He couldn't cling on to anybody. He couldn't really attach to anybody because he's not emotionally connected. He's trying to emotionally distance himself from himself, trying to break all of that off. And I think that was really awesome that they kind of worked through that in a way where it's like, it just takes one person in your life to take you under their wing, be like, I'm there for you, and you're an entirely different person. I thought that was really awesome.
Yeah. And it turned him into a person who wants to fuck his sister. Moving down the list of suitors, we have Alan, Jordo's younger brother, who's also the bad boy of the group.
I love Alan.
You seem to like him. I like him because he's the
Alan was my favorite.
He's the only one of the group who's just like willing to point at Katarina and is like, that was fucking dumb what you just did.
Exactly. Everybody's just like, oh my god, Katarina's amazing. And then Alan's just like, you dumb bitch. You dumb.
He's like, what the fuck was that? That was so dumb. But,
climb a tree with me.
Yeah, climb a tree with me. Yeah, he has a weird combination of a lot of different archetypes, because he's got like the bad boy trope and also the weird outcast trope, but also a little bit of the jock trope in it as well. So that was an interesting combination of stuff. I definitely liked him quite a bit out of the other ones.
The one person I really was not a big fan of, to be perfectly honest, like, I understand if you like her a lot, but it's like, I'm not a big fan of Mary.
Mary. Okay, Mary, the brown-haired one.
Yeah, Mary with the gold, or I guess orangish. Mary. Like, I like her, I get what she is.
She has this weird obsessiveness to her.
I just don't like it. It's like... Like, I get where it's coming from, and it's like, she's like that, and I get that that's a trope. I've just never been a big fan of her, because it's very in your face.
I'm okay with her. She's definitely not one of my favorites amongst them, but, like, flashing back, I like that...
She's a good comedic foil.
Yes, she definitely is. And along with most of the character... Well, actually, no. This is more a trait amongst the female cast than the male cast, where with the male cast, it's like Katarina just charms them into being in love with her, whereas with the female cast, they actually find some common ground that they're agreeing on. With like her and Mary, they really into gardening and like.
Oh, that's real. Oh, that's really true. Yeah.
Yeah, that's just something I just figured out now.
I never thought about that.
Yeah, and so that's just something I'm just noticing right now. It's like, yeah, because it's like her with the gardening, Sophia with the
baking.
No, that's Maria with the baking.
Sophia.
Sophia's
romantic
with the romance novels.
Shit. Yeah, you're right.
Let's move on to her then. She's so pure and innocent and also subtly horny.
I love Sophia so much.
Yeah.
I didn't. Honestly, I was just so surprised. Like, towards the end, I was like even, like, especially with the second life, I've came to fucking find you. I'm just
That's
like,
right. Yeah, that's
my
right.
chest.
Because Sophia is actually the reincarnated version of Katarina's real world self's best friend, Achan. So, like, in the actual real world, like, Katarina got into otome games because of her friend Achan, and Achan gets... They don't really say what happened. I don't think they really say what happened, but it's like...
No, not in season 1, I don't think. I feel like they're gonna lean into it in season 2. They have to go back to it in season 2. They might.
They might. Or they might just skip over it and infer that...
Oh, excuse me, my apologies.
Something might have happened, yada yada, whatever. But she is... she is reincarnated as Sophia in this current life. And so...
It has to be
like a... Yeah, it would be interesting. But Sophia was just a really fun character to play, because she's so into the smut.
Oh my god, yes, she is a dirty bitch.
Yeah. She's just like... Yeah. They're super into their smutty romance novels. It's so good.
Oh my god,
but
that's great.
That was a great one.
I thought it was so great that Katarina was so accepting of, like, just seeing, I know this is going to be personal, but as a personal, like, feeling, but as a person that's always been on the outside, having just that one person. I love how Katarina's always just that one person who's just like, hey, come with me, I'll be your friend.
Yeah.
I will be your friend, and that's all that matters. I'll be your friend. You can come over to my house. We can have sleepovers. I'll braid your hair. That's all that matters.
Yeah, that's such a great thing about Katarina, because her whole motivation in this first season is she's reincarnated as the villainess of the story. So her whole point is to, like, I have to be as friendly to everyone as possible so I don't die.
Exactly.
But she's also, like, her former life self is just a naturally friendly person, so it just fits. So it's not like she's forcing herself to be something different. She's just using her own personality to retool a character that she's familiar with to be something different. So, yeah, that was really interesting. But while we're on Sophia, we can talk about her brother, Nicole, the last of who for a lot of this series, he was your favorite for a lot of this.
Him and Alan were my guy.
Yeah.
And
you have a specific reason for why you liked Nicole. You were talking about.
He was so respectful. He was just like, that's my guy's girlfriend. He's engaged to her. I can't fuck her. I can't have her. And he's just watching, and all the other people are like, I'm a getter. And it's like, no. And Nicole's just like, I just want to be as close to her as possible. I know we can only have these few moments, but it's like, these will be special. And then she faints, against the water fountain.
Yeah.
It's just like...
Because he's so fucking charming and hot.
And it's beautiful, and his sister shows up, she's like, it's the devilish Count Sophia.
Yeah.
But it was just. I'm so sorry.
No, keep going. Yeah, he's the man of few words, but he is very charming in that sense.
No, 100%.
Yeah, but I mean, I'll just go ahead and say, moving on to my personal pick for Katarina would be Maria.
Are you serious?
Oh yeah,
Really?
for a lot of reasons. I mean, she.
No, that makes sense.
Yeah,
actually.
well, the actual heroine of this Otome game, she's just a precious cinnamon bun that needs protecting. But it's like, she bakes, which is great, but also she's also voiced by Saori Hayami. You probably don't know who that is, but for the anime audience, she was Shirayuki in Snow White with the red hair. She was one of the cook characters in Sweetness and Lightning. She really came up as a voice actor in the past 6 or 7 years or so. You would definitely. She's got a very distinctive voice, that very soft, very gentle, very soft, almost falsetto kind of voice to her, which immediately was like, oh, hi Sayori Hayami, I didn't know you were in this anime. Hello, how are you? But just generally her character I really adored as just trying to make it in this fuck shit world. That was what I really appreciated about Maria as a character. And I really liked her mom too. Like the way she.
That whole storyline just was like, it wrenched my heart so bad. It was like not being able to, like, you're dealing with your own stuff and it's like, oh, you have a child and you can't deal with your stuff because it just like hurt me so bad. I almost cried. I was watching this, like,
I'm trying to like
I was like, oh god.
now I'm trying to recap all of the events in my head, so it's like
no, like she goes to the school, oh, and like one of the students baked cookies for all her friends, and then she's like, oh, I'm gonna bake them cookies, and she spends like days and days and days and hours like trying to perfect these star-shaped cookies that her and her dad and her mom would make cookies with, and her dad left because she thought her mom fucked a guy.
Yeah.
And she comes there, like, they look perfect, and she spent so much time to make these cookies, and nobody would eat her cookies. Nobody.
Except
nobody.
Katarina.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then it was like, that just made my heart sing.
Yeah.
Like, when I'm thinking back to it, and I'm like, oh my god. Like, I'm just thinking about it now, I'm like, oh my god, that's so sweet.
Yeah. But, yeah, that was great, and I really appreciated the mom character, Maria's mom, in this moment, because she's like sort of an outsider to all this, just observing, because like Maria, it's shown in a flashback at some point that Maria really enjoyed baking with her mom and her dad, but as soon as they found out that she could use light magic, which is a traditionally noble trait in this world, dad leaves, family's in ruins, and Maria just gives up on baking, and it's because of Katarina basically that she gets back into baking, and the mom is so happy for her daughter that she finds her passion again. Yeah. So yeah, that Maria is best girl in my...
With the cookie cutters thing?
Yeah. God, she brings out the cookie cutters that have been in the storage for like a decade.
You should use these. And, well, it wasn't those words, but it was like, use this shit. And it was like, oh god, I remember these. Yeah, so Maria is my pick out of all of them. That makes sense.
Yeah. But there... Oh,
sorry.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
No, you go.
Well, I was going to move on, but you had...
No, you move on.
Oh, well, there is one more secret character that we discovered as the series went on, who is Sirius / Raphael, who you have some things to say about, apparently.
That broke my heart, because the minute I saw him attack, like, even, because I thought he was going to be the friend. I thought he was was gonna be like all these people, like later on in the series. I thought it was gonna be like all these people are trying to fuck me. Like, I got you, girl. I got a bottle of tequila.
Yeah,
I got
no.
you. I thought he was gonna be the fucking friend.
No, he's
He was
not
gonna be the one that didn't want to fuck her. The one person, the one fucking person that didn't want to fuck her. And he just wants to fuck her. I was so disappointed. I was so disappointed.
To be fair, it took like 3 episodes for him to get to the point where he's like, I might be interested.
I can see it from the beginning. The minute he had the dark magic and he came up to Katarina, I can see it. It broke my heart because it's like, oh, you have the tea, and it's like, oh, who do you have interest in? It's like, no one. And he walks around like, oh my God, he's gonna be the friend. That's gonna be great. He's gonna be the fucking friend.
And then he's the villain.
Exactly. And then it became the fuck interest. I despise it. What the fuck? It made me so
But he's also
angry.
really cute.
Yeah, he is cute. And I love the gray eyes and red hair. I love the character design on him. 100%. The character design, him on Nicole, I really, really like. The animation in it is actually pretty high quality for an Otome game. And the character designs on all of them are very well done.
Yeah, this is probably the best looking anime adaptation of an Otome game that I've seen so far.
Yeah.
This was done by Silverlink. If you've seen Baka and Test, that's the same studio as that. So you have seen that.
Yeah,
Okay.
you showed me.
Oh yeah, I did. Yeah.
That was good looking.
Yeah. I think Baka and Test was directed by Shin Onuma, who's a real weird director. I don't know I can't remember who directed HameFura, but yeah, it's got the Silverlink staff to it. It's got this cool watercolor background to it that just really makes everything just kind of...
Everything blends in.
Yeah, and it's also just got this kind of homey kind of feel to it. And also the character designs are just super
They're very
on point.
well put together. There's detail put into them.
Yeah.
Which, be perfectly honest, I have a problem with anime because they don't... Like we were just talking about earlier, we don't have, like, you can't really tell us, like, distinguish between people.
Mm.
Which is, like, very, like, in, European animation, at least in the 80s. I know nowadays it's really like, oh, everybody looks the fucking same.
Animation in the 80s kind of sucked, let's be honest.
Well...
Have you seen He-Man?
Ah, you got me there.
Yeah.
You got me there. But, like... He-Man!
Yeah.
Oh my God, were you seeing that?
Yeah. So this was adapted from a light novel, actually. It wasn't actually based on an Otome game. It's a light novel that takes Otome game tropes from it. So what typically happens with light novels is it's a novel with a lot of dialogue in it, as opposed to just narration or just setting and stuff. And occasionally there will be like some illustrations in it. So a lot of times a light novel author will get an illustrator attached to them that will draw really cute character designs. Oh. So yeah, a lot of the character designs. Yeah, let's look some characters designs up for HameFura real quick, just to see what the original character designs looked like. So like, here's the... Come on. No. It's images. Come on. Hold on. So here's the light novel cover for the first one.
They look pretty accurate.
Yeah, they're very accurate. Yeah. So they've got...
That's actually really cool.
Yeah, so it is pretty accurate to the light novel designs, but it also makes it work in the anime medium. So that's a really good point in favor of this series.
No, 100%.
Yeah. So, you have any other thoughts you want to get out?
Please. please don't bring any more love interests. I can't deal with it. I thought it's choking my heart that Raphael was not the fucking friend. Like, literally, when they were like, you remember in the summer episode when it was their summer thing? And it was like, Raphael's like, you have anybody you're interested in? And I was like, I know she's not trying to seduce them, but I said it like that. That's not what I meant.
Yeah.
Like, I said it wrong. I do apologize. I meant is like, do you have anybody you're interested in? It was like more like that.
Yeah.
It's like, he's like, no. I want him to be like that. I wanted Raphael to be asexual. I really did.
That would be an interesting.
Now, see, I have a really interesting thing.
I've only seen through Twitter screen caps. I've only seen like one scene from season 2, so I know absolutely nothing about season 2 so far.
Oh, dude, you're fucking great.
Yeah.
Everybody's showing shit everywhere, and I've been seeing clips everywhere, all over YouTube, and it makes me sad. It makes me really
sad. I know absolutely nothing about what happens in season 2 so far, so we'll get to that eventually. Yeah, good. So,
I didn't even know it was season 2, just because I didn't see it in season 1. I'm like, oh, I guess I just spoiled it for myself.
Season 2 ended like a couple weeks ago. So I don't think you're gonna give the series a thumbs down or anything. So we'll be like, so I gotta ask you, 1 thumb up or 2 thumbs up?
I was really hoping with the Raphael thing. Like, that was my...
Your Italian's coming out with the... But
I was really hoping... But I really like the series. I was fucking all on board. And, like, I think the writing's tremendous. I think the animation is really, really good. Mm-hmm. I think the storyline's really, really good. Well, it's good. I don't know if it's really, really good. I thought, like, how some of the stuff was, like, a little, like, laureled in.
Last year, I think this was in my top 10 for last year, so.
No, I think everything was animated well. Everything, was brought together well. I think some of the stuff was, like, a little tropey, which is, like, it's an Otome game.
Oh, yeah.
Why the, like, it's like, you gotta give it that. It's an Otome game animation. Yeah, you gotta give it that.
Yeah, for the most part, it plays with its tropes really well in some interesting ways.
It does, 100%.
Yeah.
And it doesn't, like, break from it. Like, you know what I mean? Where
it's
like, oh, it's not this guy. It's like, this guy is over here. Like, if he's the pervert, he's like, oh, I don't really like you, but I'm trying to compensate for something. It's like, you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
It's something like that. It's nothing like that in this anime. It's just, like, completely different. It's just like, this is how
it's just so sincere in what it's trying to do, and so sincere in how fucking dumb Katarina is.
She's a dumb bitch. Oh my god, I've never seen a dumber person in my entire life, and I love her to death, but Jesus Christ, I just want to hit her with a pen.
But you're definitely interested in seeing season 2 then.
Yes. I want to see what happens. I want to see who she marries.
I don't know if it gets that, because the light novel, I think, is still ongoing, so I don't know if the second season will...
No, what if it, like, she gets married, and then she's like, oh, like, I had this fantasy, man, like, she gets married to somebody, and then she's like, oh, she's having a baby, and it's not like a fantasy novel, but it's a slice of life now.
You got as far as having a baby. All right. Then.
Like, oh, and then she falls down a flight of stairs with, like, Gone with the Wind.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
It's like, like in Gone with the Wind. It's like...
Alrighty then. You definitely have an imagination on you.
I'm so sorry.
No, that's great. I fucking love that.
Sorry.
But yeah, so yeah, I think when I originally rated this, I gave it like a decent 8, so like an 8 out of 10. So yeah, which is a pretty strong rating for me. So I don't know how your scoring system works. So
from all the anime I've seen, I would give this like an 8. Yeah, 100%. Like,
Okay.
from what it is,
Yeah.
100% 8. Like,
Yeah.
I can see the tropes coming from a mile away. Like,
Yeah.
not a mile, like, there's some subtle, like, oh, look at that, but it's like, you can see, like, what's coming. But it's like,
Yeah.
from what it is, 8, 9 out of 10. 8 or 9.
Yeah. So
8.75.
8.75. Alrighty then. Yeah. So yeah, that was My Life as a Villainess season 1. We might do a video on season 2 whenever we eventually get to that. That's going to take like a month or so based on our schedule, but hopefully we'll get to that eventually. Thank you for joining me for this video, Paige. My name is Ember, and I'll see you next time.
Bye.